Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the CBT podcast. Ethan, Rod, thank you for once again joining me. This is probably the most excited I have been to record an episode because today we are going to be talking about the trade that sent Malcolm Brogdon to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Daniel Tice, Aaron Nesmith, Nick Stauskas, Juwan Morgan, and Malik Fitz, along with the Celtics 2023 first round pick. So essentially, they got him for a toothpick and some dirt that someone found outside the arena. Rod, Ethan, initial thoughts from both of you.
I was right. I was right.
Unfortunately,
I was right. I was picking out names, thinking of players that could fit with the Celtics. Malcolm Brogdon, I said it, should be their number one priority. And if you want to say technically the first move that they make besides Gallinari.
Well, it was before Gallinari.
Oh, yeah, technically. But I said it. I was right. And, I get to wear the hat.
Oh, you thinking, Cap?
Rod, as the world's biggest Celtic hater, how do you see the trade? I know you were in shambles when it happened at first, but how are you feeling now?
World number one Celtics hater right here. I was astonished, shocked, bamboozled. I am still shaking from the utter incompetence of the Pacers front office. I believe they extended Malcolm Brogdon. Let me get this right. Last season.
Yep.
No, sorry. July 6th, 2019, he signed the 4-year, $85 million extension that began this season. And they traded. It's not like it's a bad contract either. I think it's about what he's worth, 21, 22 million a season. They traded that for, like you said, a roll of toilet paper and some baked beans. Absolutely nothing in return worth anything besides the Celtics 23rd or 2023 first rounder, which will not be in the top 20.
Might not be in the top 25.
I suppose the Pacers just wanted to clear up the backcourt for Tyrese, which I don't hate. But when you're trading a guy who I used to like before today, Malcolm Brogdon, I had said he was underrated for a long time. Now, unfortunately, he's overrated. I had him as my 18th best point guard in the NBA. He's going to have to drop a few slots now. This is unfortunately an amazing move by the Celtics. JJ was in complete shambles when Tyus Jones re-signed with the Grizzlies.
I am great now.
Little did he know they were working on bringing in a guy twice the man. Let me chill, actually. That's kind of disrespectful. Twice the player of Tyus Jones. Malcolm Brogdon, when he signed with the Pacers a few years ago, I expected him to break out, to be an all-star. As we all know, he was one of the best role players in the league with the Bucks, a 50, 40, 90 club member. That was amazing to see. I liked him on the Pacers. And now he's joined my arch rival, Boston Celtics, and I'm in shock.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think me, along with the rest of the Celtic fans in the world, are ecstatic about this move because Malcolm Brogdon fits exactly what the Celtics were lacking, and that is a playmaking one who can take care of the ball. And Malcolm Brogdon's a guy with an assist-to-turnover ratio of 2.8 in his career, which isn't exactly stellar, but it's much better than what the Celtics had been dealing with. And the real beauty of this is the Celtics' identity as a team was their stellar defense, best in the league. They don't lose any defensive ability by adding Malcolm Brogdon to the team. He's a big point guard. He's 6'5", and this is a guy who was the defensive player of the year at the collegiate level when he was at UVA in 2016. So he is far from a slouch defensively. When you look at his efficiency, though, this past season, his percentages dropped, which they were pretty stinky. That's a little concerning. But when you look at the guys around him, it's no wonder that he had all kinds of defensive pressure crashing in on him. In his career, he shoots 42% on catch and shoot three-pointers. but is only a 32% shooter on every other kind of shot. So off the dribble, step backs. But the beauty of having him in this Boston offense is when you've got Smart, Brown, and Tatum, he's only going to have so much defensive focus. He's the third best offensive player on the Celtics. So he's going to have plenty of opportunities to catch and shoot. I expect his efficiency to go up, his scoring output to go down, and his assists to go up a little bit. There's still $67 million left on this contract over the next 3 years. So the Celtics did commit to this, but I think it's a commitment that they had to make because this move, in my eyes, catapults the Celtics as the favorites to win the 2023 NBA championship. They're going to win between 55 and 62 games in the regular season, get the 1 seed. We're going to see one of the greatest Eastern Conference Finals series ever between the Celtics and Bucks. The Celtics will pull it out, end up winning the finals if Malcolm Brogdon can stay healthy, because Malcolm Brogdon has missed 133 games over the last 5 seasons. But I mean, aside from injury, there's no downside to this move. Something also worth noting here in post-production is that the Celtics now have 3 players on the roster who have dunked on LeBron James and Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Malcolm Brogdon. Carry on. And it's obviously Indiana. They're hitting the restart button. They're starting over, just tanking. Maybe they want Victor Wembanyama, a guy who we've talked about before. In my eyes, is the best prospect we've seen in a long time. But I mean, Brad Stevens needs to take a bow because he really did it. He's pushing all the right buttons. I haven't been this excited about a roster in a long time.
This is a win-win for the Celtics and the Celtics alone. Let me tell you something. Not only did we get the point guard that we needed, we also unloaded a bad man. A bad man that you and I both have thought of using him during the playoffs for certain players. A man named Aaron Nesmith.
Yeah. Nesmith,
we finally got rid of him.
He's
did what Ainge couldn't do. Get rid of Romeo and get rid of Aaron.
Now, Nesmith never really got the opportunity to get his developmental minutes with the Celtics, but it shows why. In his rookie year, he shot 37% from 3, and then last year he shot 27% from 3. So he is a serious long shot prospect for the Pacers. I doubt he becomes anything, but hey, I hope he proves me wrong. Maybe he becomes a nice 3-and-D player in the league over the next years, but he's never a guy that's going to crack a starting lineup in his career. I don't see. Yeah, also Celtics signed Gallinari. We'll just talk about that real quick while we're on the topic. Good score off the bench, negative defender. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward, the Celtics we saw in the finals, they lacked any sort of bench scoring. They were asking Peyton Pritchard of all people to come in and try and put the ball in the basket. You won't win like that. Gallinari helps them a lot. And as far as their expectations, you just lied through your teeth saying they're the favorites, saying they're going to make and win the finals. That is absurd.
I truly believe that. 55 to 62 wins. Book it.
You should be ashamed.
Somewhere in that 7-game range, they'll finish at.
Our fans don't come here to hear lies. They come to hear the truth. And I am America's truth dealer. And the truth is
a lot of Toronto Raptors fan.
Big #1 Toronto Raptors fan. The truth is a lot of things have to go right for the Celtics to improve on what they did let alone meet what they did last season. I'll admit they now have the pieces that they were missing last season. But in order for Brogdon to step in and be the true effective floor general and distributor that they need, we're going to have to see less touches from Jason Tatum. We're going to have to see less touches from Jaylen Brown. And we're going to have to see Marcus Smart essentially be reduced to a spot-up shooter and defender. I know he's been the de facto point guard ever since Kimba left, but there is no way that Marcus Smart should be handling the ball more than 10% of the time when Brogdon's on the court. You don't trade for Brogdon to have Marcus Smart bring the ball up and Brogdon space the floor.
But the the thing about the role you just described is that's the kind of role that Marcus Smart thrives in. I think he's
Yes.
much better as that 3
Yes.
and D kind of guy. He doesn't have to expend so much energy on offense handling the ball, and we can just use him as a defensive weapon.
Marcus Smart
So-
was at his peak when he was defending like a crazy madman and hitting a three every now and then. That's when he was his best.
Yeah.
That's the Marcus Smart that we need, not the one that dribbles and loses us a game in Sacramento with a missed layup or missed floater. Sorry.
And also, it is worth mentioning that there have been rumors that Malcolm Brogdon will not start for the Celtics, that they want to
He better
stick with
start.
their double big lineup
better
and
start,
have him
yeah.
come off the
Better
bench.
start.
That doesn't concern me too much because at the end of the day, it's about what lineup you close with, not the one you start with. I expect their closing lineup will be Brogdon, Smart, Brown, Tatum, and Robert Williams, which is a terrifying lineup for the rest of the NBA. I
And
am
you know-
salivating just thinking about that 5-man lineup on the court.
I still own this bus and I am driving it all the way until the beginning of the season. Kyle Kuzma to the Celtics.
All right.
I
we've
will
talked about
drive this
before.
bus.
The
That
Celtics,
TPE is still has not been used, and I truly believe it should be used on Kyle Kuzma.
the Celtics have put together, in my eyes, the perfect roster of a championship team. It's got a perfect mix of young guys, veterans, a superstar, scoring off the bench. So if they ruin that by trading someone for Kyle Kuzma, I would not be happy with Brad Stevens, who has been pushing all the right buttons up to this point, as I've already said.
You'd be mad if we get rid of Peyton Pritchard for Kuzma for scoring
We-
off the
Why
bench?
would the
We-
Wizards take Peyton?
we
Pritchard?
need the backcourt depth though, because Malcolm Brogdon's injury history. So that backcourt depth is really important for the team throughout the regular season. But I think that's going to do it for us in this episode. We want to thank you all for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, leave a comment. How good do you think the Celtics will be this year? How bad do you think the Pacers will be this year? Will they get Victor Wembanyama? Why will the Celtics win the championship? Thank
So
you for
pushing
watching.
for
Thank you,
Victor.
Rod and Ethan, for coming back. And we will see you guys in the next episode to talk about the Rudy Gobert trade.